y'all have been so lovely about the movie and so supportive, and it's nice to talk about it because I'm excited about it.
Sebastian, you want to select that for me? Name your outlet.
Yeah, Sebastian Argentina MSN.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay. So this movie reminded me of psychological thrillers from the 60s and the 70s made by Hammer Films in England.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, there's a movie called The Nanny, where basically they're domestic thrillers.
Oh.
And studios don't make those movies anymore.
Not a lot, no.
So why is that?
I don't know. Because I feel like we're getting such wonderful response about this movie, and I think people are hungry for this kind of story. So maybe they'll start to make them if it does well. If it does well, they will. If it doesn't, they won't.
I really like the character's wardrobe because it's very telling of the psychology.
Yeah.
So at the beginning she's like tight, and then she gets looser at the end.
Yeah.
So is that something you talk with Denise?
Yeah, for sure. Denise was very, very specific about how she kind of wanted Tessa to look and what that then implied, and it does, for me, always I start with sort of hair, makeup, and wardrobe, but that's the armor that I put on to create the character, and then it kind of informs everything from the way I move to the way I stand or sit, even how I breathe, because those dresses were pretty tight, so there wasn't a lot of deep breathing going on.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any influences on maybe literature or maybe other characters or films about Tessa? I want Tessa to look like.
Right. No, I didn't have anybody specifically in mind. I just knew nowadays with Pinterest and that sort of thing, you can find plethora of photos to inspire you, and I saw a lot of that white blonde, icy kind of hair, and I thought that would be perfect for her because it's not a soft look. It's not a gentle look. And I really wanted Tessa to feel kind of unapproachable.
Mm-hmm. Have you met people like Tessa in real life?
I've met people who are not at all forthcoming with who they really are. And and it can be uncomfortable because I'm overly forthcoming with who I am and I overshare and stuff. And so then I feel really unsafe in that person's presence because I think, well, I've just told them everything about myself and they won't tell me anything about them. Are they going to use this against me,
You mentioned honesty, and this is a movie about honesty because neither of the main characters are honest.
No.
Even Rosario's character has a secret.
She's hiding, yeah.
Yeah, so is that something you want to tackle on, in the terms of honesty in nowadays society?
Right. I think being able to be honest about our flaws and honest about our lives and honest about maybe the not so pretty parts of our lives is important because it frees us from feeling alone in it, and my mother used to always quote John Donne, "No man is an island," and we are all part of this sort of human experience. We may not have the exact same experiences, but we have similar ones. That's why storytelling is so important, so that you sit there and you go, this is a story I can relate to. That is a person and their experiences are relatable to me. And I don't feel so alone now in my own experience. So I think that being able to share is very important, and we should be doing more of it, because if you don't, I think you're sort of attaching a weird sense of shame to those experiences, and there isn't shame in it. It's just part of the human experience.
How do you imagine Tessa's father was like?
I'm sorry?
Tessa's father.
Tessa, yeah, I don't know. Yes. I mean, I think she was very, very close to her father, and I think he was probably one of those fathers who, when he was around, adored her, but then was almost too busy for her, so it was sporadic. And I think she just started her at a very young age, desperate for that male attention, desperate to earn it, desperate to harness it, desperate to have it on her for more than just a moment or two at a time. And I think she watched her mother, do the same thing with this man. Like, I think he was working a lot and busy and not home much. And so when he was, they were competing for his time and attention.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck with